everyone, I'm here with Tim Ambery, who hails from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, and he's doing a bike ride across Canada. People that don't know how big Canada is, it's about 5,000 kilometers, give or take.
A little bit more.
A little bit more.
When you do some ultimate loops.
When you're not as the crow flies, so
Yeah.
when you're doing the bike loops and stopping for ultimate tournaments, it's a bit longer. So Tim is in Calgary he's been here since last week, and you're here for a couple more days.
Yeah.
He came out to an Ultimate Rob clinic, which was pretty cool. Got to meet some of the other Ultimate players here. On the weekend, he was playing in a hat tournament in Edmonton, which was his 6th tournament. So I'm going to let him talk a little bit about why he's doing the ride, what it's all about, some of the events he's hit, and we'll get into a bit more what he's doing. So great to have you here, buddy.
Thanks.
I'm glad that I was able to be in town when you were here. So
Yeah, this worked out great.
that's awesome.
So you explained it pretty well. I'm biking across Canada, starting in Halifax, going to Vancouver, and basically playing in as many ultimate events as I can get out to. So with the clinic tonight, I've hit my 22nd ultimate event in 8 different provinces. I still have one more to go with BC, where I'm going to be playing in nationals. And basically the idea came to me back in November, where I'd always wanted to do a long bike ride. And as I was thinking, if I were to go across Canada, who would I visit along the way? And my idea became, I know a lot of people through Ultimate. And so I decided maybe I could work something out. And so starting with the Tournament of Fools in Halifax, which is the tournament they run at the beginning of April, near April Fools, and then finishing with the tournament in Vancouver being nationals, and using those as my 2 bookends, and seeing whatever the 130 days would do in between. Stopping at tournaments, stopping at practices, stopping at leagues, having pickup games run while I'm in town. Anything I can get in terms of ultimate, that's what I do.
Awesome. No, it's super exciting. No, Tournament of Fools was probably my 2nd or 3rd tournament I ever played in. So conditions there are terrible sometimes. It's in, as you said, around April 1st in Halifax. But, it's these tournaments I think that make the Canadian ultimate landscape different from really anywhere else in the world. You can play on the beach, you can play in the snow, you can play on the grass, and it's, different times of the year. So what's been the best tournament so far?
Oh, that's a tough question, because I feel like each tournament's so unique. As you mentioned, Tournament of Fools has crazy weather. So we actually started our first game on Saturday with a snow and hailstorm. You could barely see the other side of the field. And then we actually finished by getting sunburns and turned into a beautiful blue sky day. So I mean, that's the Maritimes is an amazing ultimate scene. I think probably my favorite has to have been the last Gender Blender that I hit in Fergus, Ontario, run by the Ultimate Experience. That was 60 teams. That was an incredible party, an incredible tournament, and it was my first Gender Blender, and I'm sorry to say that it was my last.
Yeah, I actually didn't get to go to Gender Blender ever, so I was hoping to go this year. But one of the parts about your trip that I find kind of neat, I like the details of the trip, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there watching this who like it as well, is sort of the technical aspects, the biking, and I read your blog post where you talked about the weight that you've lost or gained, and then also the food you're eating. And being a health guy, it seems like you're not eating a lot of calories for what you're biking, but I don't know. But your weight seems to have kind of fluctuated a little bit, so it seems like you're getting enough calories. Maybe that restaurant meal helps out, I guess, but.
Yeah, that's actually, and I guess one thing that I'm also doing is I'm crashing on the couches along the way in the Ultimate community. And one of the things that I hadn't anticipated when I did start was that sleeping on a couch also includes generally dinner, which is amazing. And I've had incredible dinners. I think at this point I've stayed with 25 different people. So that's 25 different couples, single people, students, families, older people. I've had couches all the way through, and most of them are ultimate related. Some of them are from personal connections, but you get in after a long day of riding, and they offer you dinner, and so while I'm on the road and while I'm eating bagels a lot, I also have the opportunity to share meals with a lot of people along the way, and so that was the data I didn't publish as much.
It's kind of like your tourney food on the road. And
yeah.
That's cool. I mean, because what ties it together is the ultimate community, but you have friends and family along the way you can see as well. And you can sort of make those detours if you want because you're on your own schedule. As long as you're in Vancouver, I guess, for nationals, everything else kind of goes.
Exactly.
So Nationals is the next tournament, or is there anything in between now and then?
I'd like there to be something in between now and then, but I think looking at the schedule, I don't know if there's any tournament in between here in BC.
Yeah, I think it's July's kind of quiet.
Yeah, July's quiet. There's a tournament in Saskatoon on August long weekend,
Okay.
but that would be backtracking, obviously. So maybe what I'd do is I'd get as far as I could in BC and then get back out to Saskatoon by car or hitchhiking some way, play in that tournament and then go back, or maybe pick up with a team from BC and go down and play in a tournament in the States if that's happening. But right now the plan is the 7th tournament will be Nationals.
I love it. And then how can you find out more about what you do?
So you can find out more. I have a website at canadianultimateride.wordpress.com. I'm on Twitter. The handle is @CanUltimateRide, and on Facebook, Canadian Ultimate Ride.
Cool. And I'll put all the links below if anybody wants to check them out. Tweet him along the way, offer him a couch, some steak. Make sure you cut the steak up because he tends to choke on steak when he's really excited about eating it because he's been eating bagels all day. But it was great having you out here, Tim. Great meeting you.
Thanks a lot for having me.
No worries.